Hello everyone and welcome to another review. Today we're going to go ahead and review a fragrance from the house of Prada. The fragrance is known none other than Prada Amber Pour Homme Intense. Here is the actual presentation of the bottle and what it actually looks like. So for those of you who are familiar with the Prada house, especially Prada Amber Pour Homme, the original one, you'll notice that the bottle looks very similar to it. The colorway is really the main difference between the two, whereas Intense has this black coloring, non-see-through, whereas the original Pour Homme kind of had this pink, see-through, and had a metallic front to it, which actually I loved. The original Prada Amber Pour Homme is a bottle that I still like to this day, and I think it's just exquisitely designed. It's many kudos to the House of Prada for that. But we're here to actually talk about the actual fragrance and not necessarily the bottle and the design of it. So the fragrance is currently available in two main sizes. It's available in 1.7 or 50 milliliter and 100 milliliters or 3.4. The 50 milliliter is going to run you about $62 retail. And the 100 milliliter is going to run you about, I think it was $92 retail or $95 retail. Now those are retail prices, or the suggested retail price. Keep in mind, this fragrance has been out since the year 2011. So it's been out a while, and if you look around, you'll see it a lot cheaper on a lot of different websites than what the actual retail value is. So for example, I've seen the original, the 1.7, going as low as, I think it was around 35 or something like that I saw it. So shop around, as always, do your due diligence, and you'll probably end up getting a good deal for this one. With that, let's go ahead and get right into the notes for this fragrance. The notes of this fragrance consist of, and we're just going to go off in general, myrrh, patchouli, vanilla, amber, bergamot, labdanum, tonka bean, geranium, orange blossom, vetiver, musk, leather, saffron, and sandalwood. A lot of notes in here for this one. So the smell of this, if you have smelled the original Amber Pour Homme, this has a lot of very similarities to it in the very beginning when you smell this. Right off the bat, it's got this very elegant baby powdery type of a smell, or soapy type of a smell that comes in with the fragrance, and that really carries out through it. After about 5 minutes is when the fragrance takes a different turn. Now, I actually didn't review this earlier because of the turn that it took. I actually did not like this fragrance at all when I first smelled it, and that's because once I got to about the 5-10 minute mark, it made its turn, and that's the turn that I didn't like. Amber and the patchouli and this incensey type of a smell come up a little bit more into it, but on my skin it just was not mixing well. And even though I like all those notes and I love the sound of it, on my skin it was just absolutely terrible. And so I had to scrub it off, and I did that like two times for it. Didn't actually let it develop because I wasn't really in my fragrance testing phase or anything like that. After I gave it a chance to stay on my skin for the full duration, for the full day, or however long it would last, I noticed after about 30 minutes, it cooled down. That amber, that patchouli, that like dirtiness to it went away, and it was replaced with a darker version, an intense version, if you will, of the original Amber Pour Homme, which was actually very pleasant. I liked it a lot, and it produced this quality to me that really came across as very business-like. So one of the original criticisms that I have with the original Prada Amber Pour Homme is that it smells like elegant baby powder, and it can almost be a little bit feminine for this. I personally don't feel Intense kind of takes that away, and you lose that feminine touch to it, and it becomes a little bit more masculine. It's more dark, it's mysterious, it's got a little more kick to it, it's got a little more flair, not necessarily flair as in, woohoo flair, but more like a manly type of a flair to it, some bass to the chest. But either way, you get a little bit more of the vanilla, you get a little bit more of the amber in the scent, and it really develops, I guess you could say, to a scent that is baby powder-esque, but a darker baby powder-esque, if you will. I know that sounds really strange, but that's really the best way that I have to actually describe it. Now, one of the knocks that I have on this fragrance are, despite the fact that I just described it like that, are the fact that, and don't mind that, that's my heater. We don't control the heat here. Is the fact that this smell I've noticed has gone like 4 different ways on my skin. Even though I've tried it out now at this point like 12 different times, and it's gone different ways on my skin each and every almost single time. And sometimes it gets a little bit annoying just because you never know what I'm going to get. 2 or 3 times I got the version that I thought was like perfect. Other times I got it, it was just a little bit, it felt a little bit flat, almost a little bit, I want to dare say like vinegary on my skin. It just smelled kind of weird on my skin a couple times. So I'm not sure what to attribute that to. Maybe it's something that I was eating. I don't know. Maybe it's something that was on my skin. Or maybe it could just be the actual formulation. I don't know. All I know is that it's not consistent on my skin, and that's one of my knocks for it. That said, I generally go about 3 sprays on this fragrance. I think it's a perfect fragrance for the work of wearing to work. Basically, I think it's just an awesome fragrance for that, especially if you have to dress up semi-decently, khakis, maybe some slacks, a dress shirt, a tie. I think it's perfect for those scenarios. Even if you have to wear a suit to work, I think it's great for that. Go ahead and use it for that. It's a perfect fragrance for that. Age group wise, I don't feel that it's a good fragrance for younger people or for kids in college. I'd say that if you're a young urban professional, yuppie, or somebody who has been in the workforce, or somebody who is just going through the workforce, basically, I think it's great for you. But if you're a little bit on the younger side, I would kind of say, steer clear of it. But again, that's only my opinion. Where you want, when you want, whatever. As for the season, fall and the winter are the perfect times for this. This is one that can get cloying if you spray it during the hot weather months. Basically, it can get a little bit, I guess you could say, stuffy with it. But as always, you can control the fragrance if you want by regulating how much you actually spray on it. And as far as the performance goes, it has great projection, great sillage. People are going to smell you even after you've left the room, and it lasts a good amount of time. 8 to 12 hours is how much it lasted on my skin. So with all fragrances, I always take them out to Times Square, have 100 different people smell them. 100 different people smelled this one. There were 75 people who liked it. They saw it, said that it was professional, mysterious, and manly. There were 20 people who disliked it. They said that it reminded them too much of a baby powder. They said that it was funky. They said that it was feminine. I thought it wasn't feminine, but some people did say that it was feminine. And there were 5 people who were on the neutral side. So if I'm going to go ahead and give this fragrance a rating, I give it a rating of a 7 out of 10. It would get a much higher score if it was more consistent. I could easily see this being a 9 out of 10 if it was consistent on my skin, but it's not. It's a fragrance that, again, sometimes it's a little bit to my taste, and other times it's, wow, this is an awesome fragrance to my taste. And I still haven't been able to pin that down. And until that happens, I can't actually give it a great score. And I'm going to go ahead and give it an average score, because I realize what the potential of this fragrance could be, but to me, it's just not there. So for that, I would say if you're interested in looking at this fragrance, try it on your skin, and try it on your skin multiple times. Heavily skin dependent. It's one that is going to need a little bit of experimentation for you to see if you're going to like it or not. And that's about it. If you have any questions whatsoever, please feel free to let me know. Send me a message, leave me a note, do whatever you got to do. Thank you, take care of yourselves, and have a great day.